Hello everybody, my name is Soda and welcome to another World of Warcraft video. There's a lot of lore that no one ever makes any videos on, and I figured I would be the absolute first one to do that. So today, to start off this series, I thought that I would talk about one of the most infamous, incredible mysteries in all of Azeroth. You might already know what I'm talking about. That's Innkeeper Nufa. Where did she come from? Who is she, and why is she there? When you talk to her, she talks about another land that she came from. Where is that land? I also noticed, when doing my research, that she sells refreshing spring water, which, as most people know, is one of the rarest items in the game. Keeping in mind that that is one of the rarest items in the game, I also noticed that the bartender inside of the bar, who's named Gravy, also sells the spring water at the exact same price, meaning that these two are related in some way. Perhaps that they have the same supplier of spring water. I also noticed that when talking to this other gentleman on the other side of the room, he talks about his travels, the ruins of the Outlands, and the battles that he fought there. At the time, I don't think most people knew this, but Mr. Flametusk here, the only person that doesn't sell something in this inn, has given us the clue on where to find Nufa's beginning. So while we are reading this NPC's dialogue, you'll notice that the last sentence mentions the ruins of the Outland. That can only mean one place, the Black Temple. And then I remembered that in Shadowmoon Valley, where the Black Temple is located, there is one NPC, the only NPC in the entire of Outlands that sells refreshing spring water. And he is located in Shadowmoon Village. His name is Trop Rendlim. So I decided to seek him out and see if he had any dialogue boxes that might give us some sort of clue about the origins of Nufa and this whole plot line of where refreshing spring water came from. Keep in mind that water did not exist until Mists of Pandaria, as I've mentioned in my last video, so this is definitely an interesting rabbit hole to climb down. With the rarity of refreshing spring water, I noticed that this guy also sells a Draenic leather pack. With him being all the way in Shadowmoon Village, there is no way that he is using multiple suppliers for his items. So that means that the same supplier that gave him the leather pack, as well as the refreshing spring water, must be the same person, and it must be where Nufa got hers. Now also, Draenic leather pack can only come from one single race, the Draenei. So I decided to take a look at Stormwind to see if I can find anything specific with the Alliance faction and this sort of plotline that we're following. Knowing that this all centers around refreshing spring water, I came to the realization that you can actually fish these up in these 4 spots here. So I decided to do quadrangulation, which is basically using a math problem in order to find out where the 5th point is in a 4-point axis. That led me to this little area right by Stormwind Keep of water. So taking a look at this map, I also realized something immediately off the back. The Draenei race has a wedding ceremony in which you plot out 4 different points. Using quadrangulation, you find your soulmate, which was really interesting to me because the Draenei tradition involves being married by 2 dwarfs standing on a stone platform. Sitting at the exact spot where the ceremony would have taken place is Colton Smith, and I'm sure you're piecing it together already. Innkeeper Nufa was married to Colton Smith, who fished up the refreshing spring water in stacks of 5 in order to sell to her. Now, when Mists of Pandaria was released, the Pandaren that was her supplier, because remember, we know that pandas create the water, turned against the Alliance and went to the Horde, meaning that she either had to go to the Horde to sell her refreshing spring water, or she would have been killed. To further instill this theory, right next to him is standing 2 dwarfs from the Explorers League, which, as we know, explored the Outlands. one on the left, one on the right, and they are also on a stone platform. To recap it all, Gravy the bartender, the guy from Shadowmoon Village, and Innkeeper Nufa must have had the same supplier. Innkeeper Nufa would have been married to Colton Smith. Marriage, betrayal, coming to the Horde when they really didn't want to, leaving your loved ones behind is all a matter of the game when you're talking about war between factions. This lore is absolutely incredible, and I would love to see Blizzard implement a little bit more. As always, my name is Soda. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.